Hello and welcome. Today we will take a look at exponential notation and writing what that exponential notation means in mathematics. This is fundamental to the rest of this unit where we'll be discussing exponential functions. So recall here that 5 to the 6 means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, or in other words, how many 5s? Well, there's 6 total. Okay. And something like 9/7 to the 4th, and there should be parentheses in here, so I'm going to draw those in. 9/7 to the 4th means 9/7 times 9/7 times 9 times 9/7. Again, 4 of those multiplied together. Okay. It's called exponential notation. In general, for any number x and any positive integer n, x to the n power is x times x times x times x x times x n times. Okay? The number x to the n is called x raised to the nth power, where n is the exponent of x in x to the n, right? And x is the base of x to the n. All right, so let's take a look at these here. So we're just going to take these and rewrite them in exponential form. So 4 times itself, 7 times, 4 to the 7th. 3.6 times itself, and we get 3.6 to the 47th, so that's how many times? 47 times. Okay? Here again, somehow we lost the parentheses here. Should be a parenthesis here, should be a parenthesis there. So now we can see a negative 11.63 multiplied itself 34 times, so it would be negative 11.63 in parentheses to the 34. That's very important that you have parentheses, especially when you're dealing with negative numbers. Okay? 12 to the 15 is 15 times. Negative 5, 10 times would be negative 5, and again, parentheses to the 10th. And again, I'm going to put some parentheses in here. Okay? Go ahead and try exercises 6 through 10 on your own. Pause the video and then play it once you've finished, and you can check your answers. Okay? Exercise 6, it should be 7 halves. And I'm going to put that in parentheses to the 21st. 13 here, again, negative 13, sorry, should be in parentheses, and it's 6 times, so it'll be negative 13 to the 6th. And then parentheses around that, negative 114 to the 10th, because it's 10 times. X 185 times is x to the 185. And then this one right here, x to the n, so we're just going to say it's n times. All right, moving on. Next question here in exercise 11, will these products be positive or negative? How do you know? Okay, so let's think about this here, right? If we just have negative 1 to the first, that's going to be negative 1, right? If we have negative 1 to the second, that's negative 1 times negative 1. Not 2, we get positive 1. Okay, if we have negative 1 to the third, what's that going to be? Negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1, which negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, but then times that negative 1 will be another negative 1. Okay, negative 1 to the fourth. Want to guess what that one's going to be? Well, it's negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, times another negative 1 is negative 1, times another negative 1 is positive 1. And so we get positive 1. Negative 1 to the fifth. Negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 equals negative 1. Okay, so you can see here our answers are either negative 1 or positive 1. How can we relate these? Well, all of the negative ones are odd powers. What about all of our positive ones? They're even. So if we're making negative 1 multiplied by itself 12 times, and again, understand that negative 1 is in parentheses here, and really importantly there. It's an even number, and all of our even ones were positive 1. So we expect this to be positive 1. Okay, what about 13 times? Well, if we had negative 1 to the 12th and that was a positive 1, negative 1 to the 13th is just negative 1 to the 12th times 1 more negative 1. Okay? So then what's our answer going to be? It's an odd number, so we'd expect a negative 1. Excuse me. All right. We'll pause there, and we'll do a few more of these exercises in the next video.